Hello, everyone. It's Father Bob Gross. This weekend, I want to share with you an important announcement that deals with the ministry of our Catholic schools in our four parishes. I wrote the letter in the bulletin, and just for the sake of disseminating the information, I'm going to just read the letter and I'll post this video after Masses. So this is the letter I wrote for our bulletin. Dear parishioners, prior to my appointment as pastor of our four parishes and two Catholic schools, there has been discussion of whether DeSales Catholic School and CFS Catholic School should consolidate in the wake of demographics in the county, the proximity of the schools, and the relationship with South Winneshiek Community Schools. There have been several attempts by the school boards to work more closely together and to work together to support one another. Those efforts have started and then would end. Then a renewed effort would occur, and then those efforts would stall again. When I came as pastor, I was aware of the efforts of the school boards to work together. Early in my time here, the two school board presidents, Gwen Emel and Corey Meyer, Kim Hermson, superintendent of Catholic schools for the Archdiocese, and myself met to discuss whether there should be an effort to have a task force to determine the long-range needs, 5 to 10 years, of our Catholic schools and to consider the issue of consolidation. There was a strong commitment among the school boards of the following values: to ensure the ongoing presence of Catholic education in our parishes, to ensure a K-8 experience for children in our parishes, to consider the options of greater collaboration, sharing of services, or by becoming one school. The two school boards then appointed a task force whose members were from all four parishes, who had different perspectives to look at the question of whether the two schools should consolidate, and also to offer recommendations to the two school boards as to those questions. After months of meeting, the task force delivered to the two school boards the one recommendation of consolidating the schools over a 3-year period. They recommended that the 3 sites remain open. During the work of the task force, there was a presentation given by the task force to update the public on the status of their work last July of 2016. The task force handed out a survey for parishioners and parents to fill out. After the task force completed the recommendation, they held a public meeting at St. Aloysius Church in the fall of 2016 to disseminate the information and to receive feedback. There was the conscious choice of the task force to leave some of the details to the two school boards with regard to consolidation. There was a joint meeting of DeSales School Board and CFS School Board in March of 2017 to determine whether the school boards would accept the recommendation of the task force. DeSales School Board was unanimously in favor of the consolidation and accepted the recommendation of the task force. CFS School Board were not against consolidation, but were divided 3-3 on the timeline of the consolidation. There were 3 members that wanted to delay the consolidation for 1 year, but still wanted to work together with DeSales School Board. After prayer and reflection, and after assessing all the information, I have concluded that as pastor of our parishes and our Catholic schools, I believe it is in the best interests of our parishes and our schools to proceed with the consolidation as recommended by the task force. I believe that with the horizon of 5 to 10 years and the demographic data we have at hand, and also the baptismal rate among our 4 parishes, it seems only prudent that we should combine our efforts because there is strength in numbers. Through this whole process, I have tried to keep an open mind. I have stated my positions during this process, but during the course of this process, I have also learned and looked at the realities facing our schools differently because of this process. So I have decided that we will proceed with the consolidation of DeSales School and CFS School into a new canonical and legal entity. I also have decided that due to concerns about busing and making this transition as soon as possible, as smooth as possible, that for the first 3 years of the consolidated school, Ossian and Spillville would be the site of kindergarten through 5th grades. Kelmer will be the site of 6th through 8th grades. Austin and Kelmer will maintain the respective preschools along with their child care and before and after school programs. The two schools will become one new school that will be sponsored and supported by the 4 parishes of St. Aloysius in Kelmer, Our Lady of Seven Dolours in Festina, St. Francis de Sales in Austin, and St. Wenceslas in Spillville. The vast majority of the 2 school boards, along with the recommendation of the task force, believe that can happen in the next 2 academic years. The first year of the consolidated school will be the academic year of 2019-2020. The 2 school boards, along with the members of the task force, are meeting this week to begin the process of the transition into one school. This is a significant undertaking, but one of hope and new possibilities. The aspect of the consolidation that gives me most hope is that we are choosing this before necessity makes choices for us. There have been other Catholic schools in the Archdiocese who delayed on making decisions about the future, and they are no longer in existence. This decision ensures the presence of Catholic education in our parishes, but in a different way. I want to thank all those who have been involved in the decision-making process. Even though at times it was a difficult process, I believe in the end we are making the best decision with the present information. No one can predict the future, but with trust in God's providence and the wider efforts to be renewed in the purpose of our Catholic faith, our parishes, and our Catholic schools, there is the hope that every person from the womb to the elderly can grow in the likeness of the Son of God, who came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. If there are any questions, please do not hesitate to call or to contact me. Sincerely in Christ, Father Bob Gross, your pastor. Thanks for listening, and if there is any questions, please don't hesitate to call. May God bless you.